Hello and good afternoon. This is Lyra, Earth's Alliance, the Coalition for the Protection of Children and Families, and Earth Soul Ministries. I work in alliance with many other organizations and with my partner, Nate Cruz, and we are here today to do a orientation meeting. And so I will start this meeting with our video. This is Great Works Alliance invitation video for all of you. We want you to join and play the game of life with us. Have a great time together and connect in your community. that is just so inspiring and invigorating. Every time that I watch it, I just can't stop smiling when I look at it. And
is there anybody else?
Sarah Angel Hair here, and what we're actually going to do is just for the moment talk a little bit about some of the projects that you're doing, you're involved with, because we want to be able to support you in your quest. And you were just talking about the harmonic frequency healing, the studies that have been done and proven to work. And I was hoping you could maybe go more in detail about that.
Okay, this is Dr. Sherry Edwards' work, and she can actually hear people's frequencies and where they are out of sync, because we're all about frequency. And she can actually provide that frequency. Well, to prove that she wasn't crazy, she studied it on the people, created a whole system with voice print. They call up on the phone and actually get voice print, get a whole evaluation of your health, and then the computer come up with the frequency and play to you or to yourself, and then heal you. And when the virus first came out, she was on Sarah Westphal, and she explained how they did an evaluation on the frequencies, and what came up was that of the corona. Remember, it was called coronavirus at that time, and she said that it is not a it's not an organic virus. It is man-made in the lab because of the frequency is not an organic frequency. And then when they tested the corona, when it became COVID, that was a separate one. And when it became COVID-19, that was a third. And yet she can counterbalance this with frequencies. And now she's out to teach the world. So what I said in private to you, and I will say now in public, that someone from Amazon actually took her course and is now trying to patent her own process right out from under her. And so she is actually giving it out for free. And so I urge people to go to soundhealthoptions.com. She has another one, soundoptionsportal.com.
Sound options what?
Portal, Portal. But the main one is yeah, and that's where you can actually get the voice print. And she did one of Trump a while ago. And when she did, I thought, and it didn't come up, it was to see if he was lying. And I thought for sure he'd come up with a big liar, right? And it didn't come up that, does he tell, stretch the truth a little bit? Yeah, but it did not come up that he was a big liar. And at the time I was shocked. Not now, but, there's on her westall.com/Biden. And she talks about Biden and his presidency. But then she goes into this whole thing about the COVID and her free workshop, which was yesterday.
Can you put that link for the information to that last site in the conversation, please?
Like in the chat? Is that where you do it?
Yeah, in the chat here. And while you're doing that, I would like to welcome Scott. Hello, Scott. How are you doing today?
Can't hear Scott.
Your sound is off on the headphones, maybe, or the volume on your phone, perhaps. While Scott is fixing that, he is actually one of our board members, so it's a good thing that he's joining us tonight, Sarah Angel Hair, and I'm sorry, Angelbrook.
Oh, good. I wondered if the shift. I did change that.
I remember, and it just.
Which one do you like better?
I like Angelbrook.
Me too. And it is the combination of my husband's name and mine. And for years we went by Angelbrook until we had to start signing our name legally, and then it went to Glazebrook. So
Right.
I'm just going.
Scott, how are you doing on the volume over there? Maybe I don't know. There's might be a mute button on your cord for your headphone. Is there a mute button on there? You could unmute that or turn it up. No, it's still not working. If you take it might be because it's asking you what device you want to use for your microphone in the screen. Nope, I'm sorry, I can't hear that either.
Lyra, there's a bunch of static from you. Is that from your end or mine? Because when I mute it, it still comes through.
Let's see. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Did it change? Nope. Scott, I'm not hearing you. I guess it's the headphones. If you take the headphones off, maybe it'll work. Like unplug the headphones. No, I cannot hear you now either. I can't even see your face now. You might have to log off and try again, logging back on. When you do log in, there will be an option in your window for what your headphone is needing to be synced in to the microphone. Okay? All right. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you, Scott. I wish I could. It's hard for us to connect, and I really want to hear what you have to say. Sarah, you're muted now as well. If you want to unmute.
The static is still there.
Yeah, it's probably just the how about that now? I've turned the air conditioner down.
Still on.
Huh?
It's still going. Now, what happens if you turn it off for a second?
All right.
Just for a second, see if it's coming from that. Maybe it's my end. Do I sound staticky to you?
Only a little bit. So let's see if we can get Scott in here. And you know what, we really want to know how things are with Scott. It's quite a treat to have him join us today.
So I'll tell you while we're waiting for Scott. There he is, maybe.
There he is. All right. So when you unmute on your device, there's the unmute. Okay. Oh, it's not working. I don't know how to fix this on my end, because I think it has to do with the fact that your headphones are not synced with your account. So when you're logging into your Zoom account, it'll ask you what microphone you want to use, what speaker you want to use, whether it's your telephone or a headset or Bluetooth or whatever, and you actually have to go through and test it. They'll give you a test to make sure that your system works when you get it in properly.
You're sounding better.
Good. You know, I think it's probably the fact that I do have the air conditioner on and I am in a car. Like our background.
I love it. I'm a big Superman fan. It's really the
Yay.
only of the superheroes that I really like because I watched it as a kid. The other ones are a little too violent. His was never really that violent.
Well, yeah, every superhero has a different scenario that they're faced with. These challenges kind of mirror some of the challenges that we have in our daily lives.
Well, not
And
like that. From what I see, that Marvel was way ahead of their time, and they actually made some of these predictions in their comics years ago. I just
right,
recently, much like so does Matt Groening with The Simpsons.
Matt
You
Groening,
know,
yeah.
so and there's someone I want to get a hold of.
There's quite a list that we are compiling, and in fact, we have a form document for people to submit recommendations for endorsements and reviews and contact. And I the latest of the revisions on our introductory documentation for our presentation. There's the fifth document. So it's really what we have here is a book we've created.
Cool.
So I'm going to open this and show you. We have it's based on chapters, and at this point we have 12 chapters plus our certificate of good standing. Each chapter is between 15 and 30 minutes to read, and we did it that way in order to enable everyone to read at their own pace. You know, one chapter you read, and you want to absorb that information, that material, and until before you go on to the next chapter. But in the fifth chapter, what we have put together is a list of forms for, you know, how when you ask these questions like how can I get involved? How do I sign up? What's missing in my community right now? What does my community need right now? What would energize my community to be more proactive and self-sustaining? So we put in a list of different forms that you can go to and click on, including creating your profile and becoming a part of the OS ticket. I cannot hear you, Carol. Sarah, you're chopping up now. Hey Scott, how's it going? You think we might have your audio on now? No, it's being difficult. Are you using a computer or your phone? You're using your computer. Okay. I wish I could read lips. uh, well, we will need to. Huh? Typing, yes. There's a chat box. So at the bottom of the video screen, you know, we're looking on the window here in the Zoom platform. There's options. There should be a microphone, a video, security, participants, polls, and chat. When you click on chat, it opens up a chat window on the side of this meeting window, and you can type things into that chat window. I guess Sarah had some connectivity issues as well. This is not as streamlined as we would like it, but it's a lot better now than it was a few months ago. And she's back. Um, okay, so Zoom Zoom won't ask you per se unless you go down to that little microphone at the bottom of the screen where you found the chat box. Okay, you use do you see the little microphone there? It should be on the far bottom left side. Click on the up arrow. Okay, when you get there, you should be given an option whether it's going to say microphone, same as system.
Okay, did that change anything?
It did! We've got it! Oh, by George, that was difficult, but we have accomplished the mission. Awesome!
Now it sounds like she's getting a weak signal, or it looks like, huh?
Well, yeah,
You know,
she's
and
in.
it's something showed me had a bunch of things open, and now I can't find them to close them.
Uh-oh. Well,
And it won't even let me do the video.
that's
So I'm gonna yeah, because that static was coming from my end.
All right. Well, we're here.
I might have to leave and come back.
Okay. Don't panic. We're here. We're not going anywhere. Now that we've got Scott all set up with his microphone, we're getting in business here. So while we're waiting for Sarah to join back on, how are you doing, Scott?
Well, I've been really busy.
I bet.
Just, life stuff as well as my work hasn't slowed down much, and had a lot of landlord work and just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, life has a way of catching up with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So how's everything going up there? Is it must be cooler up there than it is down here.
It was actually kind of pleasant today. But oh, you know what? I got on the city's committee for about the name change, about research and education and all this stuff. So I
Right?
took that on because I think I'm the oldest Fort Bragg person on the committee. It's mostly a bunch of young people.
Oh, wow.
And I can talk about what it was like in the 60s and 70s and stuff like that.
Yeah. So have they been how's progress been for the health department there and their
Oh yeah, Adventist Health has taken over. My insurance changed, but it seems to be, I think they're doing a great job. There's not a
awesome.
lot of complaints, but a lot of good things said. I've heard a couple of complaints, but not like it used to be.
Right. Yeah, I know that there were a lot of deficiencies. I'm hoping that they're getting filled and the veteran community is getting more support over there. How's that going?
Well, lately they've just been dealing with the COVID. I mean,
Yeah.
they had to set up a ward and go through all this PPE stuff, and it's been a lot to deal with, just that. And the second wave in Mendocino County is over 400 now.
Oh, wow.
It was only 3 or 4 the whole first
Oh,
episode.
right.
But
Well,
then
there's
they opened to tourists, so we
yeah,
got plenty of it up here now.
I bet. We're still kind of in a lockdown situation down here in Fremont. It's a little bit more open, but there's a lot of businesses that are still shut down,
Yeah.
hurting big time. That's part of what we're hoping to create, like, in balance of all of this that's happening now. It's such an economic blow to our communities, and there's a lot of restructuring that I believe is truly necessary for everyone to benefit and for everyone's quality of life to improve, instead of continuing down what it looks like to be a very counterproductive journey.
Yeah. Strange times.
Indeed. Well, in light of the fact that you are here tonight, Scott, I was hoping that we could do a little bit of review and find out what you still are struggling with to understand, and if we can give you more information and to enable you to succeed with these services, because there's a lot here that I'm sure you and the committee there in Fort Bragg could use for organization and
I
team building.
lost you. Hmm? You cut out there for a minute.
So it just, I imagine that you being like the senior on staff there now in Fort Bragg, that you have some ability to suggest and offer some assistance, and this program that we're putting together, this platform, I think would help. And I want to give you some more information if you want to try to work through it and see how it operates.
Okay.
And so I know that we have you set up as an agent on the OS ticket,
Hmm.
and we have been doing some updates. So to start with, I'd like to share the update of our site. This is something that we developed in order to, highlight community efforts and people. And so our site, we believe that it's about inspiring and empowering the hero within, um, being a community involved, or just for your own health and development and your family health and welfare. And we have adopted our pillars of ethics. Have you been able to review any of the recent updates?
Not really.
Okay,
Like I
that's all
said,
right.
I'm swamped.
I understand. Yeah, I'm glad that you were able to join us tonight. We've developed this more now from where we were into, the golden rule, and following the golden rule and sharing the golden rule with others, and building an ethical community and with ethical pillars of conduct. So these are just the starting point of our policies and procedure. Our pillars of ethics and ethical standards and collaboration are love, honesty, trust, honor, integrity, discernment, morality, respect, responsibility, reciprocity, passion, and transparency. We hereby establish a guide to fulfill this philosophy. So when you click on that, it goes to a document that is a part of our presentation packet. It's the third chapter in the presentation packet, like I was saying earlier. What? It's not supposed to be in the trash.
Oh
That's
well.
not cool.
Gotta love that.
So yeah, this is our diagram here for Great Works Alliance Pillars of Ethics. And then we have these policies and procedures. So our clear code of ethics, We make a commitment to protecting independent self, children, families, communities, environments, and our planet. We consistently demonstrate care and dignity for people. We will be sure that decision making in the organization carefully incorporates ethics, and we will mentor leaders to implement proactive ethical leadership. And 2, we follow a clear code of ethics. We avoid harm to a wide variety of players. We build ethics with productivity and results. We don't build it, we balance it. Excuse me there. We carefully encourage, build, and there's the build, and protect trust of accountability. We choose the ethical path, even if competitors aren't. 3, we enforce ethical expectations. Ethical behavior in the organization includes, but is not limited to, earnest work ethics, clean and clear representation of oneself during participation in organizational business, respect for other members. We share a clear message about ethics and values, including but not limited to presentation, mature debates, Socratic debate, attending meetings clean and sober. And 4, we embrace corporate social responsibility. We will create and implement engaging and relevant ethics training and messages, not the same old boring stuff. We are vigilant to use ethical actions that match ethical marketing. We have frequent conversations with all volunteers, players, allies, and contractors about ethics that honor work complexity, integrating within interactions as able. 5, open leadership communication and invitation to participate in decision roadmaps. Leadership should be aware of increasing ethical expectations. Leadership needs to stay progressive as times change. Leaders must possess skills of openness, receptiveness, and support and encouragement. 6, ethical boundaries. We provide, hold on, come back here. We provide a safe space to discuss ethical gray areas. We will take broad responsibility for actions as relevant to individual and group participation, including individuality and autonomy. We are always thinking in terms of our impact in a multi-directional path. Our values mindset, not a compliance mindset. We will use systems thinking to see the big picture. We will welcome and act on feedback from players. All players, volunteers, allies, and contractors may be willing to do what it, no, not maybe, must be willing to do what it takes to become and remain in good standing to maintain an ethical organization. 8, positive ethical role models. We recognize and praise ethical actions. We recognize, demote, or triage unethical actions. And we have a strong commitment to improving leadership and culture in an ethical manner. 9, our performance guidelines and boundaries for behavior. The performance system should be fully integrated with ethical expectations as listed in these policies. And 10, we use the precautionary principle. We treat ethics as an ongoing priority. We treat people with care and dignity. Self-introspection, creativity, authenticity, and sincerity are revealed through the implementation of these pillars in our daily activity. If you agree with these pillars of ethics, ethical policies, and procedures, and wish to become a player on our team, please take a few minutes to fill out your profile. So, what do you think, Scott?
Oh, it sounds great to me.
That's the most updated one we've done. So,
That's
we're
the what?
The most updated one.
Oh, yeah, no, it sounds really good to me. I mean, I certainly couldn't add anything.
And what we hope is that we are able to provide support within the community structure of places like Fort Bragg that are looking for some more direction and need your guidance and the guidance of others that are in your,
It's all about community, right?
yeah,
It may vary in size somewhat, but a community is a community,
that's
right?
right. Yep, that is absolutely right. And it's awesome that you're so involved within your community and have that opportunity to share your knowledge and wisdom.
Yeah, I'm just afraid I'm going to cry when I talk about some of the stuff because it reaches down into my cultural roots, you know, of
Right?
who I am is where I grew up and lived most of my life, you know? So I'm pretty
Yeah,
passionate about it. I
I
care.
bet.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
wish I'd heard the beginning of that.
Well, I'm on the committee of our hometown who's contemplating a name change, and I'm there to research and educate and see where it goes
The name
from
of the whole
there.
town? Wait, change the name of the whole town?
Well, that's what the Black Lives Matter want us to do. So they approached the city. The city brought it to a meeting. The people didn't want it on the ballot in November, but they still decided to have a committee representative of the community, you know, and to discuss, share experiences, and hopefully come to an agreement on things, you know.
Well, I have a question. What's the
okay.
name of it now? What's the name they want to go to? And then I have a big statement to say.
Well, the name of the town now is Fort Bragg, which is named technically after a Mexican American war Union soldier who then retired, went back and got involved in the Civil War as a Confederate. But see, I grew up for 60 years in this town and I never even knew that, let alone was there any statues for the guy or anything else. So then we talked about changing it to a different brag, a rededication. And the Native Americans said, well, yeah, we want to keep it the name because we don't want to forget our past. And they want the fort. So then everybody else reacts to the fort part of it. And, you know,
The Black Lives Movement is really not being run by the blacks. It's being run by the anti-blacks. But how stupid would it be to change the name of a town and everybody who has brochures and cards and everything that they have
millions of dollars.
and the hassle, everybody's going to go, oh, I hate this. I don't, even if they thought that they maybe wanted to do it, they would live to regret it. Just the thought of it is ridiculous.
I like the rededication. They even found a black woman named Bragg that we could have rededicated. I mean, I don't care who Bragg is. I just really what I identify with is our school animal, which was the Fort Bragg Timberwolf, our mascot. But he's more of a, what do you call it? A totem animal to me. Because I played on the team and I was a Timberwolf. You know, we merged as one, and they can't take that away from me.
Isn't Timberwolf, wasn't that Bush's nickname?
Oh, I don't know.
I think Bush Senior, it was his nickname.
Bush Senior.
I just heard it.
That's
Coincidence.
funny how small the world really is. And,
Yeah.
you know,
So
I
much-
think it's an overreach of sorts to
Yeah.
for them to be doing this renaming of this
But
town.
they are going to do all the military bases. They've agreed Fort Bragg, California, North Carolina will disappear. It will have a different name. But because we're a community, really, you know,
Right.
we should be able to choose. And it isn't practical. I think the rededication is the only way to go. But
Scott, it might be renamed FEMA camp.
Well, the
No, please.
No, but you got it.
yeah, I mean, the Native Americans don't want to erase the history, and I don't want to keep them down, but I would just as soon leave it Fort Bragg and rededicate it to a black woman or whatever,
Well,
because
they
I
do.
have no attachment to who Bragg is. It's the place I identify with and the people I grew up with. My grandparents both had businesses on Main Street in Fort Bragg, and I walked back and forth as a child. So anyway, that's my rant on that.
What a lot of cultures do when they take over a country is they rename everything so that they can cause a confusion and
Yeah,
identity of the residents within the city, town, country, state, whatever. I mean, that's just what that sounds like to me, as far as like a community, and for it to be because of this Black Lives Matter, we're all a human race. It's just,
It's a distraction. It's a distraction from what's really going on.
right.
yes. I think we can all agree on that.
So I've been a little bit distracted with that because, I'm so involved. But yeah, so let's go on with the agenda. Huh?
Oh, yes. So what I'm going to share with you now is, let me get to the right page here. This is from our OS ticket portal. This is our updates. Now, we have the ability through this portal to create facts that can then be available on the help desk. And we've created some facts here and mission impossibles. And one of our mission impossibles that I'm really excited about, and so I want to share it with all of you, is Operation Shield. Operation Shield is a new idea because we see all of these people around the country getting upset and not being able to properly express their anger without having riots erupt and all kinds of inappropriate and childish activity to go on. So we're looking at this and saying, well, if this keeps going on, we're going to have martial law. We're going to have the armed guard coming into towns everywhere. We've seen it in Oregon and we've seen it in Chicago. It's like we don't want to continue doing that. So Great Works Alliance is building alliances with organizations and other communities, as well as various biker and veteran groups around the country, city by city. This mission directive is designed to assist in coordinating our awareness communities with the protection of the biker community, the veteran community, for example, as well as any other community protectors to back the proactive, non-confrontational, peaceful activities. And we have a sign up. You can register your event, and our link is the Community for Community form. And we have this idea that we wanted to present for people, the idea of Operation Shield. So our shield will be the shield for the peaceful demonstration within communities. This includes community hero recognition. Use the example below, flash mob rules, to comply with current local ordinances while having a peaceful walk demonstration, block party, campus gathering, park community activity, or parade, notwithstanding additional gatherings. Using GWA's listed character traits in conjunction with other organizations and groups in unified support of GWA's framework, carrying signs, wearing badges, capes, masks, and various hero costumes. The following is an example of some of the guidelines that we would recommend the awareness community adopt to ensure that we do not have any riot behavior erupt. So the proposed mission possible is flash mob. Flash mob rules: no more than 10 to 30 people to a block moving in the same direction. Full-on face masks, music all agree upon, no fighting, just dancing, flash style, paintball fights. Sorry about that. Or some other social activity. Now, you know, some of the, if you had like a whole bunch of karate students going along the street, yes, there's going to be fighting, but it's a coordinated fighting, flash mob fighting dance kind of thing. I think that would be cool. And then we suggest you go on to the next town and repeat it. Do it again. Let's get people jazzed. Let's get them excited. You know, that
Can you hear
everybody's
me?
stressed right now.
Can you hear me, Lyra?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can.
Okay, there. When you have that screen on, you have a bunch of stuff that's open. I thought it was my stuff that was open, and I was trying to close it because when it and then it kept saying, you know, something, I don't know. But that was making it staticky because you have so much that's open. Your signal may be weak.
Well, that is a
Static
possibility. We try to
is a
close
possibility.
as many documents as possible, but I do have to keep some documents open
You
to
had
share.
a bunch of stuff open, and maybe and as soon as you closed that, the sound got better.
Oh, so there. I mean, you know, there's a possibility
I
that
went
could.
through all that trouble. And not only, because the first time it showed up, and I said, wow, I saw all these screens, but then I couldn't find them, and I thought, well, maybe they're in the background somewhere. So I got out and went to try and find them, and then you brought that screen back up, and I went, there they are. Nothing would happen.
Right?
So, well, there's a mystery solved, because
There
it
you
does.
go.
It happens with mine because when I have only.
My signal is cutting in and out. I am at on the outside of a Wi-Fi service connection. And so that is definitely a possibility that it could be that. And so I appreciate you bringing that up, Sarah. And we try to keep it minimized as much as possible here. And I know that when we get a dedicated internet connection, we'll have a lot better control over these noises in the background. But so you know, that is just one of the little tidbits that I wanted to share with you guys as far as some of the missions that we're publishing for people to participate in within our ticket framework. And you know, it helps for people to be able to connect and get involved. Yes, Sarah.
Why do you call it a ticket?
We call it a ticket, well, because that's what it is. So when you go to OS Ticket, which is our help desk, that's a ticketing system.
Yeah, any help desk, the counties, it's a ticketing system. I know a lot of them. So, I mean, it makes sense, even though it is a little awkward, I think.
So what it means is that's how you're tracked is through the ticket number?
Right.
Yeah, for one thing, for sure. Yeah.
So I'm going to
Just
share this
wondering.
screen, and hopefully this
Ticket
time the static won't happen.
Uh-oh. Remain calm, all is well.
That is our homepage for our help desk. That's how we've updated it. And this is through Coalition 4, that's the number 4, protection.com and .org. You can do either one and it'll take you to the same place. And that is not the help desk. The help desk you have to put in /help desk /. So anyway, the idea here is we want people to smile when they come to the help desk, right?
Good luck. I know I'm usually in a bad mood when I need the help desk, right?
Well, right. And what do you get? You get a help desk that isn't efficient. It doesn't
Too
have
often, yes.
it doesn't have all of the options. It doesn't have a whole bunch of information, which we don't at this point have a whole bunch of information, but we are updating, we are adding content daily practically. Here is a list of our allies that we have so far connected. Now we're building alliances every day. We are meeting with people every day and talking about this framework. I'm sorry?
There was some background noise, huh?
Sarah, are you? Hello?
Yeah.
So was there background noise when I was sharing that screen?
No, it was in between.
Oh,
I
okay.
think maybe when you left the screen.
It's a possibility. All of this technology has its hiccups.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But what I just am letting you know is that this is continuing to build. We want to keep onboarding people. This is like you were saying, your other community organizations that have a ticket system. So this is open source instead of like closed source, proprietary, and um, it's it's still very protected. I mean, if we have, say, a group such as United Bikers, which is one of our organizations that we're building an alliance with right now. They're starting slow with the services to check out the ticket system to see where they can put their resources and how they can integrate with the system. And then they will build up to having their own help desk, which will follow the same framework as the beta that we have here at Coalition for Protection. And we're continuing to build upon that, not only with the fact information, but extra features.
so how long are these meetings usually?
Well, they last as long as they need to, honestly. Wait,
I
when we
kind of
can.
thought that's what your format was.
Right. Well, what I like to do is be able to give people an opportunity to express themselves and ask any questions that you may have. Sometimes we even get to work on filling out a person's skills merit form, that profile form, to start the onboarding process. Uh, it's pretty simple. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. It is about finding out what your abilities are. And it's not because we're grading a person on their abilities, but more to assist them in finding a place that they can work with others who have similar abilities, so that, the combined skills of a team can get a job done a lot quicker than one individual who is struggling and may not be able to complete the task at all. We have
Right.
the tickets turn into missions, Sarah. So when we receive a ticket, it can go into different teams, and there are different labels for the tickets depending on what they're pertaining to, whether it's case. um, I have the list of them. I can't remember them off the top of my head. I'm sorry. We have a revolving, we have case management, and then we have, let's see, what was the other one? Um, immediate issues or something like that. I'm sorry, I can't find it right now. I don't want to mess this meeting up with looking for everything. But you know, when you go through the OS ticket system, when you go to that home page and look at, hold on, let me share this right now. So
Sure,
when
it's
you
gonna get
create a ticket, you can check a ticket status, you can open a new ticket, you can, and you don't have to be a registered player in order to access this information. If you are a registered player, you get some more perks, I would say, and more opportunities and missions. And we want to encourage everybody to take these missions impossible. We have links within for different pages. This page, I believe, begins that video, the presentation video that I had at the beginning. That's our invitation video. So some people get confused thinking it's a promotion video. When we view it though, we're talking about affirmations and what do you want to do in your community? How are you inspired? You know, what are your passions? That's the question. And then the question at the end is, shall we play a game together? Let's play together. Let's see what we can do together in our communities, both the digital community and the local community.
So what do we need? What else do we need to cover tonight?
Well, I think that we are pretty good at this point, unless there was any questions that either of you have based on the packet. I understand that you don't have a lot of time to read it. We can also meet up on another day to work on filling out those profiles. That I'm happy to set aside time with both of you to do that. Do you need some assistance?
and I really want to finish it. I want to get that done. And things started to change, and they're changing right as we speak, for the better even. And just before you know, because I told you I was handed over an NGO and then freaked out and took it back. Well, she's back in the fold, and she was just, you know, messaging me. She can't do it alone. She needs help. But, you know, before I bring her in, I want to make sure she's stable, right?
Right, exactly. And that you understand the framework yourself so that you're able to.
I don't even know about yet.
Right.
And
so what I would like to do is see if we can schedule a time this week, if that's possible.
yeah.
And just walk through it and get you onboarded. And Scott, you are onboarded, but I know that you're having some difficulty in getting logged in. Is that correct?
Browser now. I'm on Firefox, and I've been trying to upgrade, you know, to do more Zoom and stuff like that on my computer. So anyway,
You sound great now. You're just sideways.
Anyway, I'll have to try it on this new browser and everything, but I don't think it's a problem, you know.
Okay. And you sound absolutely fabulous. And I'm in the market for getting a headphone. So, and do you know anything about your particular headphone? Is it a noise reduction headphone? Is it a special high-end one, or is it just a regular one?
No, I just picked up a Logitech off Amazon because I needed, actually I got two by mistake, so I have another pair downstairs, but they're both very similar. So I don't know. I don't know much about them. Yeah.
Logitech just works. I mean, it's a good It's a good technology company. They do a good product. I've never had any problems with them either.
Well, Sherry recommends a very specific one. In order for her to do a voice print on the phone, she recommends a very specific one. And I haven't been able to get through to her office to figure out what that is. She had mentioned it at one time, and now on her website, it's not a very specific. And they're out of stock. They were selling a KOSS, K-O-S-S. And I walked all over this town where I am trying to find one that is a low noise reduction, but I don't know if that's what she needs, or so I don't even know the specifics yet. But all I know is it's really good quality.
Awesome.
Well, a lot of times I shop on Amazon and look for, and they have reviews on there, you know.
Well, and Scott, that would be great, but I'm in Belize.
Oh, okay.
So I can shop on Amazon all I want, but I don't get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your bank's not hooked up or whatever, huh?
No, my country's not.
Okay.
Your country's not hooked up.
Oh, okay. Sorry to hear that. I buy everything on Amazon.
Right?
But I'm not sure that's a good thing, really. But, you know, maybe I'd be better off.
Hello.
Hmm?
Jeff also.
Yeah.
All right. So, Sarah, what day would be good for you?
I have company coming in town tomorrow. So, and it's the same company that was with me when I was down in the other town. And maybe he'll want to participate or not. So, can we communicate? And because I really don't know what our schedule is yet. And I don't know how long he's going to be here. And so, yeah, I really have no idea. I don't know exactly when he's coming and what's going to be up once that happens.
All right. That sounds good.
I'll
Give me a
tell me
message.
some interesting news that he can't tell me until he gets here. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, actually, Wednesday's a good day for me, Lyra.
Okay. So I was looking at doing another meeting on Wednesday. Yes, you too, Sarah?
Wednesday night, I have a science call with the WASPy.
We can do it earlier in the day. Even actually, I prefer it in the morning, especially in this heat.
I don't do morning.
I have a 10 o'clock Wednesday morning, but by noon I'm clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can work with that.
I have a Wednesday call with.
All right, so what day would be good for you, Sarah?
Well, because I have this guy coming in from out of town, I couldn't tell you. I just can't tell you right now.
That's fine.
Well, I will get back to you though and figure it out. And maybe he'll want to do it with me because I think he was kind of interested in it also. And project we're going to be working on. So it makes sense that he would be with me to do that.
Yes, it would, so that you can both do it together. That would be absolutely.
Started together, now we'll finish together, and we had no intention of doing that. So something that's being orchestrated in the universe beyond us.
Yep.
So I got one for you.
Yeah.
My daughter is at the Greece border in Macedonia, and they won't let her in because she's got an American passport. She was in before Macedonia, Serbia. She's been in Europe for a month, and her boyfriend's dad's filed stuff with the Greek embassy, but so far she hasn't gotten in.
Wow.
I'm sure she will, but she's being put up by friends. Not far away, the dad comes to visit across the border, but anyway, it's kind of interesting.
Is she married to somebody?
No, it's her boyfriend. No, her boyfriend lives there. She went there last summer and liked it, so they went there to start a business and stuff.
That's married to me. Okay, listen, I'm gonna get off, guys.
Sounds good. I'm glad that both of you could meet each other.
Yes.
And I'm glad that, yeah,
Nice
I'm
to
glad
meet
we're
you.
getting everybody hooked up here. And you just let me know when is a good time.
I will. I'm sorry I have to be so, but I really don't have a clue.
That's fine. That is fine. And Scott, I
Bye,
will
friend.
send you. Bye. I will send you a
What, Lyra?
invitation to Zoom for the scheduled time of noon on Wednesday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll meet then and work on getting you familiarized more with the system so that you can even add information. I know you have a lot of data that you want to share about mental health issues and helping parents. So I'm happy to walk you through anything that you need in order to make that happen.
Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, that Wednesday should be a good day for me to take some time and really try to do that.
Okay. You take care, Scott, okay?
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.